Happy Sunday, everybody. I'm Jason Laird from the Storm Tracker Weather Team here with a quick afternoon weather update. Big story, rain mixed with snow moving in tonight, and that unfortunately is going to last with us most of the week. All right, let's break down that forecast here and let you know what we got cooking on. Fog tracker up through tomorrow morning. As you notice, pretty much fog consistent. Now, the problem with this, although this fog tracker is really cool, it doesn't accurately read in fog that well. It's painting in way more fog than I expect because it sometimes will mix up cloud cover with actual fog. But the areas obviously we're going to see fog is, along the river. I know Great Falls is going to see some. Helena, we should see some patchy fog. Could see some patchy fog up and down 15. The big thing to remember is we've got a lot of evaporation and a lot of moisture going through the area. Fog is likely, very dense fog, so just kind of keep that in mind as you get up tomorrow and head out to work. Could be a little limited visibility there. All right, a couple of watches and warnings to point out. A lot of these are going to be expiring shortly, but area up to our north, kind of near Kalispell, we're looking at a winter weather advisory up into the high terrain there through Monday at 12 p.m. Pretty decent snow accumulations expected, 2 to 4 inches there. Some snow accumulations could see up to 7 inches, especially along the passes in this area, so just keep that in mind. As we move over near Jordan, a little bit out of our area, but doesn't hurt pointing this out. We do have a flood watch in effect through Thursday at 11 a.m. They've seen some ice jams already happen in this area along the Musselshell River. A lot of ice jams right now. Those can be very deadly. And again, I know this is kind of out of our area, but just want to bring it to your attention here and keep that in mind because flooding and ice jams potentially could become more of a concern for our area as we move into this next week with all the moisture moving through and that rain-snow mix. Looking at Broadwater County, we still do have a flood advisory in effect through Monday at about 12:15. County officials, DES and whatnot, has reported some poor drainage in areas. We've seen some, county roads kind of covered up with water. We've also seen some roads that do have some minor washouts, some rutting, soggy road surfaces. So that is the reason for the advisory there. All right, moving things on to our forecast. Next about 24 hours or so, taking us into the rest of this afternoon, we're going to continue to see these heavier bands of snow setting up. I know currently at the time of recording this, we're seeing pretty decent rain-snow mix in Helena. That is going to track toward Great Falls this evening, and these heavier bands are going to set up into the front range of the Rockies. So keep that in mind. I don't suspect we're going to see much more than maybe 1 to 2 inches of accumulation like what we saw last night, but it's that very wet, heavy, dense snow. Could potentially accumulate on tree branches and power lines, so keep that in mind. As we extend into your Monday morning, tomorrow about 6 a.m., we should see a little break in the action around Great Falls. Could see some lingering showers in Helena. The biggest system is going to be up to the northwestern corner of the state. That system's going to develop into, again, more of these pockets of snow I shouldn't say snow flurries, but pockets of rain-snow mix. So the reason this is happening is these storms are acting a lot like springtime thunderstorms. They've got a lot of convection, a lot of energy in them, and that's causing them to set more up into bands of snow versus sporadic snow flurries. So when one of these bands does move across the area, you're going to see a lot of rain, a lot of snow out of these systems. But again, you could go just a few miles south or a few miles north of this system and not see anything. So they're a little tricky to forecast, so keep that in mind. But when they do set up over your area, some pretty decent moisture is likely, and we're going to continue to see those bands up through Monday evening. Right now, I do have a break in the action forecasted for Tuesday. Hopefully that pans out. Low temperatures tonight into the 20s pretty much across the board. 22 in Great Falls, 25 in Helena. Tomorrow, not bad. Still kind of cool, especially along the High Line. Looking at the 30s up there. 42 in Great Falls and 44 in Helena.